Yes, everybody, we are back. This is a brand new type of podcast that I'm going to lay into your ears and your eye holes today. I thought, why not do a solo one? There's a couple of things that I can talk about that actually bore other people but don't bore me. So I thought we can have a look at the British Superbike testing times from last weekend, because that is a proper passion of mine. Have a look at them. We can have a look at some of the latest conspiracy theories that are on the market, because that's also another passion of mine. I wouldn't say that I'm a complete crackpot, but I would also say that I enjoy sort of listening to other people's conspiracy theories just to sort of see what they think. Like I say, you can listen to these conspiracy theories. You don't have to believe in them, and I think that's sort of the sort of freedom of speech that we should have every now and then. So, as you can all see on my screen at the moment, is actually a Dalmatian riding a push bike. Why this is on my screen, I don't know. There's another dog riding a bicycle. Again, that's a pretty cool dog riding a bike. A little pug. Don't know what dog that is. That's a little chihuahua. Don't know why I'm looking at these. Anyway, let's get into the testing times on my pre-brought up webpage, because I am absolutely on board with technological and up-to-date standards. So what we're looking at here, the 2-day combined results. First place was Max Cook, second place Danny Kent, third place Rory Skinner, fourth Ryan Vickers, fifth Bradley Ray, sixth Kyle Ryde, seventh Andrew Irwin, eighth Christian Idden, ninth Josh Brooks, 10th Leon Haslam. That's pretty interesting, to be fair. Didn't expect Max Cook to be so far up, to be honest, even though he is a really good rider and he came on a lot in the last couple of years. That's a brand new bike. Well, it's not brand new, I suppose. It has been used for the last year in World Superbikes, but he's on the Bimotor. Time 1:27.184. So I don't really know if that's impressive for Donington, to be honest. But still, that's still impressive for him on first time out on the Bimotor, which is, to be honest with you, I think that's a bit of a cheat calling it a Bimotor. It is basically still a Kawasaki, really, isn't it? If we're completely honest. It's all well and good saying it's a Bimotor because of the frame. It's still using a Kawasaki engine at the end of the day. Oh, yes. So, second place, Danny Kent on the Cheshire Mouldings Yamaha on his R1. 27.469. Again, I can't remember. He was on a Yamaha last year, I think. That should be. Oh, that's interesting. Cheshire Mouldings Yamaha. They were Ducati last year, weren't they, with Rory Skinner, who, funnily enough, is in third behind Danny Kent. I didn't know they changed to Yamaha, to be fair. That just shows how up to date I am. So, yeah, I wonder if they must have bought the Raceways kit, I imagine. If they've got... no. Yeah, they must have bought the Raceways kit. Fourth, Vickers. He's on factory Honda. He's gone well, to be fair, considering that bike's an absolute pig. Bradley Ray, back on his Yamaha in fifth. All in the 127s as well. I mean, to be fair, 127.943 is the slowest 127 lap, and that's by Josh Brooks. But that's the top 9, all within the second of each other, which is friggin' impressive when you think about it. Like, Donington Park is a long lap, and they're all within that sort of speed through testing. And a special shout out, I think, goes to Kyle Ryde on this situation, because he was on just a converted road bike, from what I've heard. His factory Panigale V4R wasn't actually ready, from what I've read on here. So he basically took a road bike out with slicks on and managed to chuck it 6th on combined times, which is just absolutely crazy, really, when you think about it. Let's have a look who else is on there. Joe Talbot, 11th. That's a good going, that is, as well, for the rookie. He was part of the sort of the team that was all last minute on their arse last year because of having a sponsor pull out, and he ended up doing a year in British Supersport. So it's good to see him out in Superbikes, and he's got 11th on the combined times, 1:28.133. So really, it's within a second of Max Cook. That's pretty good going. Charlie Nesbitt, he's back on the Honda. He was in 12th. To be fair, I've actually missed out. Andrew Irwin, he's on his own Ducati. Pretty cool colours, yellow and blue. Good colour scheme. 7th, so that's a good first time out for him. Christian Idden, he's on what I believe was Kyle Ride's Yamaha from last year, and he's 8th. I'm really sorry about going back and two on these. I've sort of skipped over 3 or 4 people. This is the first time I've ever sat in front of a camera and talked to it. And to be honest with you, I'm finding it pretty difficult. So if I sound like a dribbling, bumbling idiot, then I'm very sorry. But this is kind of what I wanted to do from the start. Is one of these people who get on the old YouTube and they just look at stuff, and we could even have a look at some TikToks, to be fair, if I can figure out how to share the TikTok audio with the video. We could have a look at that, and we could do some having a look at my For You page, which is just a cesspit of mongs, basically. So yeah, so anyway, back to the testing times. Where we're at, Christian Idden in 8th, Josh Brooks in 9th. He's back on the Dow Honda. I don't know. It's a shame, really, because I think he's immensely talented, and I think he's wasted on that Honda. He needs to be on a Ducati for sure. Leon Haslam, fair play to him, still going. He's getting on a bit now. He was 10th with a 1:28.003. But again, if he did anything other than top 10 at Donington, there'd be something wrong with there, wouldn't there, really? Realistically, he's done thousands and thousands of laps around there. So yeah, where did we get to before? Charlie Nesbitt, 12th. Jason O'Halloran, he is back from World Endurance. He did a year there on... What did he ride? I can't remember what he rode. Let's just get rid of the dog riding the bike Google page. Jason O'Halloran. I can't remember what he rode last year. World Endurance. Endurance. Thanks, Google. Ah, there we go. He rode the Yart bike. So that was a factory Yamaha. So he's gone from... What was he on? He was on... Oh, he went to FS3 Kawasaki. Then he did a year in World Endurance and won it. And now he's back on the factory Honda, which is not bad. He's getting on a bit, to be fair. He's one who's been in it for some years, but you kind of don't realise. Hopefully they get that Honda sorted. Lee Jackson again, another Honda on the Dow Honda. 14th, you'd expect more from him. My sort of pick for the season, Storm Stacey, 15th on the AJN Badham's Racing Ducati Panigale V4R. I would expect more from that, but I did watch his vlog the other night, and he come and said they were having trouble with the electronics. I think that his Ducati was the only one actually running the Motec electronics. Hopefully they get that sorted, because he is some character, and he's definitely someone that the sport needs, a character like that. Who else is here? Eugene McManus. I think that's his first year, isn't it? If I remember rightly. Fraser Rogers up in 17th on the Tag Honda. So he's teammates to Charlie Nesbitt. Rhys Irwin, he's another newcomer this year on the Master Mac Honda. Hopefully he does well. That was a good battle last year in British Supersport for him. Peter Hickman, now he had some big offs at Daytona, along with what's he called? I was only seen it the other day. Davey Todd, his teammate at 810, and team co-owner, something like that. They both had some big offs at Daytona. I think Hickman crashed twice, Todd crashed twice. From what I read on Twitter, I don't know if this is true or not, but he got taken out. Davey Todd did. They got the bike back together. He went out, and then something happened with the steering, and he had a large meeting with the barrier. so that's not ideal. 21st, Sylvain Guintoli. He was back doing a bit of test riding for them because he is contracted to BMW. And then Richard Kerr, he's a new one. Josh Owens was in out with them. A bit of a drop here. Oh. Yes, we've got the hat. Hopefully he does well. I'd like to see him win the championship this year in Super Stock. He's definitely got the talent. As long as he's got the machinery underneath him, I can't see a reason why he wouldn't. Luke Mossey, 24th. So we must really be in Super Stock bikes now, especially like Mitch Reese, Matt Trulove, Ian Hutchinson, Finlay Arscott, Michael Rutter back out on the Ducati. That's good to see. Connor Thompson, never heard of him to be fair, and Dominic Herbertson, the ex-co-host of Chasing the Racing podcast, which, he left there, which I thought was quite sad. But that's in good hands at the moment with, I'm really bad in front of the camera. What they called? Josh Corner, Joe Ackroyd, and Christian Hidden. Obviously, wherever Christian Hidden was, 8th place finisher in that. So I reckon now that we've had a look at the testing times for British Superbikes, I reckon we should have a look. A little bit of MotoGP standings, I reckon, because they've had 3 rounds this year so far. MotoGP standings 2026. Let's have a look. What's on your screen, Angela? Do you know what? This fucking winds me up, this. Every time you go on a bloody website, there's something about frigging cookies on there. It's absolutely ridiculous. You can't go anywhere without having bloody cookies. So anyway, first in the championship in MotoGP with 3 wins is Marco Bezzecchi. Now that is definitely not what anyone expected this year, really. To me, it's 5th place Marc Marquez that should have really romped away with it this year. Jorge Martin, I mean, who would have thought that? 2-3 years ago, who would have thought that you had 2 Aprilias at the top of the championship in MotoGP? That's just absolutely bonkers, that is. They must have really sort of put their heads together in Italy. And I don't know, must have really, really worked bloody hard to get that bike working. And now, a funny story is I've actually spoke to a couple of the Italians at Aprilia Factory Racing. I can't go into why on this podcast, but I genuinely have spoken to a couple of the Italians there, and they are so lackadaisical. It's unreal. I said to him, I said, did you get my email? And he goes, well, you see, we're not very good at checking emails. I will have a look tomorrow. That sounded more funnier, that did. But yeah, that was Aprilia Factory Racing. They couldn't even be asked checking emails. They just said they couldn't. They sort of, we're not very good at getting back to you. I mean, you don't have to be really, do you? If you are the factory team, you can do what you want, really, can't you? Pedro Acosta on the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. He's had a 3rd, a 7th, and a 2nd. I don't remember him having a 2nd, to be fair. Yeah, that's what that says. Gigi Antonio, he's top Ducati with a 4th, 3rd, and a 6th. Now, I think there was some stat about not having a Ducati on the podium for the first time in ages, which is crazy, isn't it, really, when you think about how much they dominated the last couple of years. They should be on the podium at the minimum. Marc Marquez, 5th, 4th, and that's why. That's because that was the last result. He had a DNF, if you remember rightly, back in Thailand, where he ran a bit wide, clipped the curb, and actually destroyed his wheel, which was incredible. I've never seen that happen before, and I've been watching MotoGP for a long, long time. Raul Fernandez in 6th. That's another surprise on the Crackhouse MotoGP team bike with a 8th, a 10th, and a 3rd. Ayagura as well. Again, Aprilia. This is like a satellite team these two. Trackhouse, you would never have put them 6th and 7th, even though they are immensely talented riders. I honestly thought when they made the announcement about having Fernandez and Agora in for this year, I thought, oh, that's a bit brave, with all the other talent that you've got around you and the people you probably could have signed, you've gone for them too. But again, what do I know? I'm just some fat mong who looks at a computer screen. Alex Marquez, 8th again. You would not have, after last year, he came 2nd, didn't he, last year, to his brother? You would not put him at 8th. There's a lot of people saying that the only reason he ran well last year was because he was copying his brother's setup. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. It doesn't matter how good or bad the setup is, you still got to be talented to even get one of them things around a track. So even in 8th, that's pretty... It's not good for him, but it's not disastrous. Unlike this man here, Mr. Bagnaia, on the factory Ducati team. 9th place with a 10th, a DNF and a 9th. That's shocking, really, isn't it? When you think about it. He's a double world champion, and he's sitting there in 9th place. I mean, his head fell off last year. I don't know if that's because Marquez came in, and maybe he likes to be number one, and he likes to be listened to. But, you want more from him. But the word that I've been hearing and seeing on like Twitter and Facebook and stuff is that he's going to sign like a 4-year deal with Aprilia, which to me is bonkers. Why would Aprilia want him, and why would Aprilia lock him in for 4 years? I don't know. They must see something in him that I don't. Luca Marini, that's pretty good. He's had actually 3 finishes. Bastianini, he's another one that blows hot and cold, really, when you think about it. But I think he is top KTM. Is it? Yeah, top KTM. The top... No, he's not, you sick fucking bollock head. Pedro Acosta's top KTM in 3rd. So yeah, you got Bastianini and Binder 11th and 12th. Morbidelli, don't know how he's got a ride. I don't know really. I don't really know how I can sit here and say that when I couldn't do any better. Aldeguer, he's done massively well. He's came back from a really bad break in his leg, so he's done well to actually even finish a race. Marco, he's one of my all-time favourites. He just seems like a proper laid-back French dude. He's had a 11th and 9th and a crash. Moreira, he is in 16th. He's a rookie. He's had a 13th, a 13th, and a 13th. Quartararo, that's to be expected, to be fair, with the new bike this year. You can't really expect much more than that. Alex Rins, where is he? He's 18th. Again, new bike. He's had an 18th, a 14th, and a 15th. Johan Mir. Now, this is quite something. I think there's a stat that was said last time out that he hasn't finished 50% of the races he started for Honda. He's sat there in 19th with 3 points to his name, only from the sprints, because if you have a look up and down this list, he's the only one so far that hasn't finished a race this year. My favourite Turk, Toprak Razgatlioglu. I think I've said that right. He's got 1 point. He has got the biggest mountain to climb this year. He's on a move from World Superbikes to MotoGP, which again is an incredible jump, really, when you think about it. But he's not only got that, he's got that new Yamaha, which is an absolute nail. It's not fast, doesn't corner apparently. It's just a bag of shit, but he still managed to score a point. So you've got to take your hat off to him for that, haven't you? And he's doing better than his teammate, Jack Miller, who is also another one of my absolute favourites. I just wish he could have another opportunity to get on a better bike. Maverick Vinales, he's not done very well. But then again, he did have a screw in his shoulder come loose. But he has got a screw loose as well, to be fair. So yeah, we may as well have a look at the World Superbike standings from this year while we're going through the bike racing. I don't really get a chance to talk about bike racing on podcasts because there's no one that I do one with. that wants to talk about bike racing. So it's nice just to sit here and have a look at some bike stuff. You get proper nerded out, don't you, when you look at the bike racing. There we go. Let's get rid of these cookies again. Oh, what the fuck is this? I don't know. Oh, why can't you just give it... Oh, there we go. Jesus Christ. Why do I want to add a signature to this? That's just ridiculous. So there's been 2 rounds. Right, there we go. So 2 rounds so far. And it's Booliger in front. Alright, can we zoom in on this bloody thing? Yes, there we go. Booliger. So they've been to Phillip Island and Portimao. Booliger in front with 124 points on the Ducati. This is going to test me now, this is, because it doesn't actually give me any what bikes they're on. So you've got Booliger and Lecuona, who I think are in the same team on Ducatis. Axel Bassani, he's an Italian man. I can't actually remember what he's riding. Oliveira in 4th. He's on the BMW, I know that. 5th, Alex Lowe's. He is riding the Bimota. That's not a Bimota, it's a Kawasaki, but we call it a Bimota. That's the 2nd year of that bike. He's doing well, to be fair, because the Kawasaki, the other, was it Bassani on the other Bimota? It might be, but the actual other, the other Kawasaki is way down. Sam Lowe's on the Ducati. He's riding for Mark VDS. I think he's got something to do with beer. Is it called Mark van der Straten? Let's have a look. Otherwise, it's going to annoy me. Google. Why am I putting that into Google? So, Mark VDS motorcycle racing team. Let's have a look. Oh, my internet just decided to be really shit. Mark VDS racing team is a... Oh my god. It's a motorcycle racing team founded by Belgian owner Mark Oswald van der Straten Ponthoz, descendant of the founder of Stella Artois Brewery. So that's where he's getting all his wedge from, his beer money. So that's odd, that. So instead of advertising, that's why, because they advertise 0-0. So he must be getting the money from Stella Artois. So basically, every time you go out and get stellared up and beat your missus up in a vest, you're contributing to Sam Lowe's. So keep going, keep beating your missus up, keep drinking that Stella and wearing your vest. You're doing the Lord's work. Baldassari, Mr. Lorenzo Baldassari, don't know what he's riding. Petrucci, he is Oliveira's teammate on the BMW. Yari Montella, I think he's on a Ducati. I think he's new in it this year. I've not really, as much as I am a massive motorbike fan, I haven't really watched that much World Superbikes in the last sort of couple of years. Even though there's nothing sort of wrong with the World Superbikes, it's just, I don't know, it hasn't sort of tickled my pickle. But this year it has. Who's next? Montella Bautista, the little whinging Spaniard. As much as I take the piss and say he's a whinging Spaniard, he is mega talented. And it'd be interesting to know how much the weight, what do they call it? The weight handicap actually does affect him on it. Because you'd think that they'd be able to put that weight anywhere on the bike. So you'd think that would sort of make it, you could utilise that weight, like lower the centre of gravity, and make the bike handle how you want to handle, instead of it relying on the rider's weight. But then again, you use your weight as the rider to make the bike handle. So yeah, it could be a bit of a give and take situation with it. You don't know, do you? 11th then, Locatelli. I think he's on a Yamaha. 12th, Garrett Gerloff, the friendly American man. There was mega rumours about him not long ago being sacked from a team because he was preaching too much about Jesus, which is crazy, really, isn't it? That sponsors would sort of sack him off because of his talking about Jesus. Taron McKenzie, I'm a big fan of his. I think he's mega. Doesn't look like he scored many points though, to be fair. Just 2 points there at Portimao. I didn't actually watch it. So I don't know. Javi Vierge, looks like he didn't get any points in Australia. Alberto Sura, I'll call him Alberto Sauron, because I can imagine him now riding down my local high street on the back wheel of a Sauron. Remy Gardner, he's in 16th. Stefano Manzi, 17th. Tetsuga Nagashima. That's a fair old name, isn't it? He's got to be riding some sort of Honda. Jonathan Ray, he was riding the Honda. It's always funny, isn't it, when they make a big deal about people retiring and then next thing they pop up riding a different bike, because he's signed as the Honda's test rider. Now, this is one of my favourite riders of all time. Thomas George Bridewell, or Tommy Bridewell for short. I absolutely love his sort of his way about things. He just doesn't care, does he? Doesn't care who he offends, doesn't care if he says something bad, and that's what it's lacking. We're lacking a bit of, no one's got any bottle anymore, have they? They're all scared of upsetting someone and upsetting sponsors. So again, like I said with Storm Stacey, we need more people like Storm Stacey and Tommy Bridewell just to keep the sport interesting. Sumkat Chantra, he's on a Honda, I believe. No points in Australia, 1 point in Porto. Bahatin, Software Glue. I don't know if he's related to Keenan Software Glue, the famous Supersport rider, but he's not doing very well in 22nd, and Ryan Vickers in 23rd. I believe he was only a stand-in. What's this? Independent riders. Yeah. So there's only 8 of them. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Now we've covered British Superbike testing, MotoGP standings, and World Superbike standings, because they've had a couple of race rounds, and I thought we could have a look at the best conspiracy theories. Funny. That's a proper Google thing, that, isn't it? Let's have a look at these here. So, the top funny and bizarre conspiracy theories. Finland does not exist. That's not one that I am familiar with, to be honest. It's a popular Reddit theory, claims that Finland is actually a body of water populated only by Japanese fishing vessels, and all Finnish people are actually Swedish, Russian, or Estonian. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know people who've been to Finland, and I would say they would say it's real. So I don't know. I think we can debunk that one. I'm going to say that Finland does exist because I know someone who went there. I mean, unless really it's a bit like you get on the aeroplane, you get Mr. Teed with a pint of milk on the aeroplane. They hypnotize you, and then stick you on an aeroplane after a week of having you in like a hypnotic state somewhere. And then you fly home and you go, oh yeah, that was good do. And then they fill your phone full of AI-generated videos. State of the world at the moment, you never know. But I'm going to say we'll debunk that one. Birds aren't real. The satirical, yet sometimes taken seriously theory claims the US government eradicated all birds between 1959 and 2001, replacing them with surveillance drones. I mean, have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Just saying. I haven't seen one. Where did he come from? Where is he bred? There might be some in the store. There might be some, you never know. The birds might be watching. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we can debunk that birds aren't real. Avril Lavigne clone. Many believe Avril Lavigne, or is it Avril? I don't know. Aluminum Lavigne died in 2003 and was replaced by her body double, Melissa Vandella, with fans pointing to differences in her nose and fashion style as proof. You know, you just don't know nowadays with CGI clones, do you? AI. But in 2003, I can't imagine there being a lot of AI around then. And if she's doing live singing shows, it'd be pretty difficult to find someone to sing as good as her, really, when you think about it. So, again, I don't know enough about Avril Lavigne to confirm whether or not she's still the original Avril Lavigne or a clone. These things I don't know. The Benadryl Hat Man. Countless people report seeing the same shadowy tall hat tall, hat-wearing figure during sleep paralysis or while taking high doses of Benadryl. Now, you never know. That one I'd be sort of more inclined to believe, because you just don't know what are in these tablets that you take, really, do you? I'd challenge anyone who's sort of taking any sort of like hay fever tablet or like indigestion tablet to actually sit there and read away all of the piece of paper that when you open the box of tablets is always at the bottom. Every time you open it, that's a conspiracy theory that's actually on both sides until you open the first side first, see it, close it, and then it moves around. But yeah, I challenge anyone that's read every ingredient in the pills they take. So to be fair, if they're lacing Benadryl with like some sort of mad ecstasy, it could just be you're going into like a different dimension, and the Benadryl hat man is who's sort of greeting you there. Next one, celebrity clones / reptilians. Oh. Many believe celebrities such as Eminem or Miley Cyrus are clones, while a larger popular theory suggests world leaders are actually shape-shifting reptilian humanoids. I mean, just in case there's any of these shape-shifting reptilian humanoids listening, I'm alright, mate. I'm staying out of it. I ain't even going to talk about this one, because you never know. The amount of stuff that has happened at the moment could be real, might not be real. I don't want to upset the reptilian overlords if they exist. I'm not saying they do exist, but they might exist. They might be watching this podcast right now. You just never know. So we're going to put a pin in that one and do some... See, I'm all right, me. I can do the sign. Something like that. The Mandela effect. I've heard this before, but... I don't know what it means. People are convinced that large groups of people remember things incorrectly, e.g. the Monopoly Man having a monocle, or the Berenstain Bears because of a parallel universe bleeding into our own. I could have sworn the Monopoly Man had a monocle, but I'm probably going to be proved wrong now. Monopoly Man Mandela effect. What in the fuck? I could have sworn he had a monocle. The Monopoly Man Mandela effect refers to the widespread false memory that Mr. Monopoly, rich Uncle Pennybags, wears a monocle. Despite many people vividly remembering this, the character has never worn a monocle in the official original game art. The misconception likely stems from confusing him with other characters like Mr. Peanut. Do you know what? I could have absolutely sworn that the Monopoly Man had a monocle. Common reasons for the misconception: psychological memory faults, autism. That's what I'm putting it down to. Yeah, that one's actually blown my mind. That I could have sworn the Monopoly Man had a bloody monocle on. That's some mad shit, that is. Anyway. Next one on the list, fresh conspiracy theories, Big Bread and Toasters, a humorous theory that the toaster industry makes the maximum setting too hot deliberately, forcing people to burn toast, throw it away, and buy more bread. I could see that. That's yeah. I wouldn't put it past them, to be fair. They know how much people like bread, and yeah, I don't know. I always sort of put it on a lower setting and double toast it on the lower setting. I feel like I've got more control over a toaster that way. But other than that, yeah, I think we can go with that. Big bread, like Big Pharma, but big bread. Denver Airport Illuminati Hub. Many believe that the Denver International Airport is the headquarters of the Illuminati, citing bizarre art, apocalyptic murals, and underground bunkers. Don't know. Never been to Denver. But again, you don't know. Maybe someone can take me to Denver to have a look. Paul McCartney is dead, and I've heard this one before. Classic theory suggesting Paul McCartney died in 1966 and was replaced with clues hidden in the Beatles album covers and songs. I don't know. You never know. I'm going to put an unpopular opinion at it. I don't think the Beatles were that good. I don't really like any of the songs. What's that one called that everyone likes? Hey Jude. That's probably the only one I like. Other than that, take them or leave them, fuck them off. And then probably the most popular one. The Earth is flat. That's I don't know. Even sort of the latest spaceship that's been up there has probably proved that it's not flat. But again, if you are a flat earther, I'd love to have you on as a guest, and you can try and change my mind and tell me why it's flat. And if you put up a good argument, this is what I like about having a conversation with people. I'd love to have conversations with people who strongly believe in something. It doesn't matter what they believe in. As long as you strongly believe something, I'd love to have conversations with people about it. And if you can convince me, you can convince me. Fair enough. That's just the way it goes. Right. So let's go back to the dogs riding bicycles. This has been the first sort of solo episode of a podcast I've ever done. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it, to be fair, talking about bikes and some conspiracy theories. Next time we do it, I will go into some TikToks, and we can have a look at some stuff like enduro riding with Billy Bolt and stuff like that, because I like all the off-road stuff. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, all you've got to do is send me a message, just leave a comment on Spotify. You can come and be a guest. We can sort something out. We can have a good chinwag about something. You can tell me some conspiracy theories. You can tell me something you're into. If you've got a decent hobby, an interesting hobby, fun hobby, let me know. If you want to promote your hobby, also let me know. I've been Fat Jack. This has been episode 3 of Fat Jack Sunday Service. Make sure you leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff on YouTube and all that jazz. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.